Hi guys! Welcome back to Scrumptious Sunday. Today I'm going to be making my chicken fried rice. I'm going to make it a little bit differently than I usually do though. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started. So first things first, you want to start your rice because that's kind of going to take the longest. So I have 2 cups of water. I boiled 2 cups of water, a little bit of salt, and about about a teaspoon of this rice vinegar in the water. And then I put a cup of rice in there, and now it is simmering covered until it's done, and that takes about 20 minutes. Just whatever rice you want to use, just be sure you read the instructions. It doesn't matter, you can use brown rice or white rice, but the long grain, brown or white, works best for this because it doesn't get too sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the ingredients that I'm going to saute together before I add the rice in. So first I'm going to start with, I love green onions in this. It's like my favorite part. And so I have 4. They're peeled and washed and ready to go. I'm just going to chop these up really fine. And I like to use the white ends. I know a lot of people for some reason don't like to use the white part of the green onion, but I love that part. So I'm just going to chop them up into little bitty slices here. Remember, they're going to saute up, so they're going to shrink a little bit. So just kind of cut them whatever size you prefer. And then I leave the very, very ends because they're kind of frayed and not very good, so toss those. And then before I throw in the green onions, or with it, maybe probably together, that'd be fine. What, are you making fun of me in there? I've got 1 clove of garlic. It's going to help give it a lot of flavor. Garlic with this, for some reason, is just so good. So I'm going to peel this if I can. Alright, so I'm just going to cut this up into tiny, tiny little pieces, this garlic. Okay. And you got those in there. Like that. And I also have a cup of edamame. It could be frozen or not frozen. This is frozen. It'll unfreeze really quick and cook quite nicely even if it is frozen, but you could do it either way. It doesn't matter. And then here I've got some chopped boneless, skinless chicken breast for the chicken fried rice. And it is washed and dried, and I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of this rice vinegar to the chicken before I start sauteing it up and everything too. So, I mean, really at your discretion. The salt, this is probably half of a teaspoon, and then some pepper, and a little bit of this, and just kind of stir it in together. I'll have to go get that's about a teaspoon of that too. Let me get a spoon. Just mix these up right in this little package. That way you can just throw it right into your pan. So now I'm going to go over to my pan over here and get it heated up and get the oil in there, and then I'll show you how to combine all the ingredients. Okay, so I've got my big frying skillet. I've got it heating up right now on about medium to high heat. And I'm going to, again, use coconut oil. You can use olive oil or regular oil, whatever kind of oil you prefer. I'm just going to drop a little bit of oil in there, enough to just coat the bottom. I'm going to start first with the green onions and the garlic into the pan. Ooh, this is very aromatic. Just a few minutes here to let these get just a little golden. These are going to continue to cook with everything else, so just a little golden brown is perfect. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw in the edamame. have a habit of turning the handles way over on this side so my daughter doesn't grab them. She's not here right now, so I guess I could hold it over here. So just a few minutes here to let the edamame get browned up. So the edamame is good and brown now. So now you're going to add the chicken. And what I do is I just kind of make a hole, a big space in the middle of all the ingredients that I have sauteed. And I put the chicken right in the middle and just let it crisp up and brown up on both sides. And then eventually get everything stirred in together. Let's do just to help this out here. And again, this chicken is cut up. It's in tiny, tiny little strips. But if you wanted it smaller, you could cut it smaller too. But I'm really in the mood for a good, like, chunky fried rice. And if you're wondering where the egg is, don't worry. That's coming in pretty soon. Let that brown up, and then you turn it over and get it all cooked up, and then stir everything together. Most of the flavor comes from the chicken being pre-seasoned and the rice vinegar in the rice, but you can also salt and pepper it. Towards the end, I start putting some salt and pepper and maybe a little bit of garlic salt too if I don't get as much garlic flavor as I wanted to out of the clove that the garlic clove that I used. And keep your oil handy too, because when I put the rice in, I put a little bit more oil in there because everything by then is usually absorbed. So you got to add a little bit more oil, so keep that close. Let's just flip this chicken over. It smells so good. Does it smell good in there? I love fried chicken. Chicken fried rice and fried chicken, but chicken fried rice is what I meant. Alright, so put that over. Let that brown up on that side too, and then you can start mixing in all your ingredients once it's mostly cooked. There's some moisture off the chicken that kind of goes into the pan, but that's okay. Don't even worry about it, because you can use a lot of that whenever the rice will soak a lot of that up. So now we just kind of incorporate everything together. And turn up my heat a little bit here. Get this just a little bit more brown, and then it'll be ready for the rice to go in. So this is what we're looking at before the rice goes in. So I'm ready for my rice to go in now, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just making a kind of a space here for the rice to go in. And I like for my chicken fried rice to be really crispy, so I give it a lot of time on each side to really brown over. So I'm just going to take my rice and put it right in the pan. I'm just going to spread it out right there so it will get good and brown. I'm going to go ahead and add a little salt and pepper. Just a little bit. Okay, so it's just continuing to brown up. Everything's great. The rice is perfect. Everything's getting nice and brown. Haven't had to add any new oil, which is good. Sometimes you do to get it fried up the way you like it. But I did add the salt and pepper. A little bit of salt and pepper to taste. Here it is. So what I did is I fried the egg and I just put it right on top, left the yolk running. You can see how delicious and yummy that is. Travis is excited. So here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in. Oh my god, it is so good. With the perfect amount of seasoning and everything. You want some? What you think?
That's good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job?
That's my job. That's my favorite.
I know, it's so good. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. If you try it, have any feedback, please feel free to post it. And I will see you guys next week for another Scrumptious Sunday. Bye!